Hi students, welcome to e-transfer lab. Today I am going to explain about a test on vapor compression refrigeration cycle. So this comes under study experiment. So I'll explain how it works and how to find out the desired results. So let us move on to the experiment. So the aim of the experiment is to determine the COP of the given refrigeration cycle. So here COP stands for coefficient of performance. For any engine if you take, so it will give some efficiency, or if any student, so based on his marks his performance will be calculated. In the same way, refrigeration, if we take a refrigerator, so the performance of the refrigerator is determined by coefficient of performance, so that is nothing but COP. So here in this experiment we are going to get the result or to determine the COP of the given refrigeration cycle. So what are the apparatus that we are going to use in this refrigeration cycle is cycle tester rig, stopwatch and measuring flask. So these are the instruments that we are going to use. And coming to this, the diagram, a schematic diagram of refrigeration cycle. So here we come across compressor, condenser, expansion valve or thermal expansion valve and evaporator. All right, so here if you see one by one, so it will move from 1 to 2, which is nothing but compressor. So energy input will be given, and so the compressor takes the energy input and it is compressed, and that will, so this will move on, the refrigerant will move on to this condenser. So in compressor what happens here is that refrigerant will be compressed, and temperature and pressure will be increased. So that high pressure, high temperature refrigerant will move on to the condenser. So in condenser heat will be rejected. So from the refrigerant heat will be rejected to atmosphere, and this will be cooled. So this cooled refrigerant will move on to this expansion valve. So in condenser what happens, that the heat will be rejected and the pressure will be remain as the same, right? So it move on to the expansion valve. Once it move, if you look at this expansion valve, it is a very narrow path, kind of spring type material, which is nothing but expansion valve. If refrigerant flows through that small narrow space, that pressure will be reduced. There will be a reduction in the pressure. So pressure drop takes place. So once the pressure is is taken place, so it will move on to the evaporator. So this evaporator is called as the heart of the refrigerator, because this is the place where that cooling effect takes place. So wherever that evaporator is placed, so that is a place heat will be extracted and cooling effect takes place. So that is why it is called as the heart of the refrigerator. So if you look at the diagram, first compressor and then move on to condenser, then expansion valve and evaporator. Compressor, temperature, pressure increases. Condenser, temperature decreases and pressure remains the same. Expansion valve, pressure decreases, and evaporator, so if more it will liquid state to vapor state. So it will move from liquid state to vapor state. So this is how the cycle um, happens. So if you move on to the next video, so this is the ideal vapor compression cycle. So the process 1 to 2, it is isentropic compression. So compression takes place adiabatically, that is entropy remains constant, that means adiabatic process. And 1 to 3 process, or else it is a 2 to 3 process, it is a condenser. It is a constant pressure heat rejection. So pressure remains constant, heat is rejected. And 3 to 4 is a throttle valve or expansion valve. It happens due to that isenthalpic process. It is enthalpy remains constant. And last one is 4 to 1 is evaporator, which is nothing but constant pressure and heat addition process, right? So 1 to 2 is compressor, 2 to 3 is condenser, 3 to 4 is expansion valve, and 4 to 1 is evaporator. If you say with the same the process, all these things if we show in pH diagram, that is pressure enthalpy diagram, and TS diagram or temperature entropy diagram, so the diagram will be like this. So 1 to 2 is a compression, adiabatic compression. 2 to 3 is constant pressure, so heat rejection, and 3 to 4 isenthalpic process, and 4 to 1 is again pressure remains constant, that is constant pressure, so constant pressure process. So the same thing will be seen in this TS diagram, which is nothing but temperature entropy diagram. So 1 to 2 process is isentropic, that entropy remains constant, and 2 to 3 process heat rejection. So the condenser takes place. In a condenser, condensation takes place 2 to 3, and 3 to 4 isenthalpic process, enthalpy remains constant, and 4 to 1 is constant pressure process. The in what you call it happens in the evaporator. So this the cycle of operation is shown in pH diagram and TS diagram too. So this is how we draw the diagram, we plot the graph and draw the diagram. So how this process takes place between pressure and enthalpy and temperature and entropy diagram. Okay, now we will see the analysis of the cycle. So we'll see the analysis part. So the analysis part we will see here. The first one is entropy. 1 to 2 processes, entropy remains constant. That is S1 is equal to S2. Alright. So state 1 is a saturated vapor and state 3 is saturated liquid. So pressure in the condenser, that is P2 is equal to P3, and pressure and temperature in the evaporator are constant. P4 is equal to P1 and T4 is equal to T1. So these four things are to be taken into consideration. So while doing this what you call calculation part. So all these things can be seen in the previous slide, the diagram what we have seen, right? P2 is equal to P3. So this is the one, P2 is equal to P3, and P4 is equal to P1, and S1 is equal to S2. So these three things we have to see carefully. So 1 to 2 process, S1 is equal to S2, and 2 to 3 process, P2 is equal to P3, and 4 to 1 process, P4 is equal to P1, right? So these are the things that we have to see. Next one, now how to calculate this. So compressor is nothing but compressor work means H2 minus H1. So it works under between 1 to 2 process, H2 minus H1. So how to take this enthalpy 1, H1 is equal to Hg at pressure 1. So you have to check in the steam table book. You have to take the first pressure, P1 pressure. In that P1 pressure, Hg value you have to take it as you have to consider it as H1. Next, move on to this condenser, H2 minus H3. This is a 2 to 3 process. So H2 minus H3. Here again in steam table, which value you have to take? H3, that is P3 pressure, whatever in the problem or any what you call problem, whichever the pressure is given, P3 pressure. So in that HF we have to take as H3, because why we have to take HF means it is in the liquid state. Liquid state we have to take HF. If both a mixture of that liquid and steam, HFG, and if it is completely dry, Hg, if it is superheated, HSU. So this is how we take the values. Now at present H3 is completely liquid, so that's why we take HF at pressure 3. Next, expansion valve. This happens between 3 to 4 process. H3 is equal to H4. Now how we have to find out this H4? So H4 to find X4. Alright, so H3 is equal to H4, whatever the value what you have calculated in H3, that will become H4. In that H4 we will find out the X4. Why we need to find out X4 and what is X4? X is nothing but dryness fraction. Since it is in the liquid region, so there will be some amount of moisture present. So that will be what you call calculated, or it will be denoted by this letter X, which is nothing but dryness fraction. Alright. So then now what is heat input? Q in is equal to H1 minus H4. So that is the place, that is the evaporator, that is the place heat will be extracted. That is why it is called as H1 minus H4, that heat input. Okay, so these are the calculations. This is how the values will take from steam table book. And next, coefficient of performance of the experimental plant was achieved by the following equations, right? So first one, COP of refrigerator is equal to QL divided by WIN. That means heat input divided by work input. That means So that is Q divided by W. That is Q, heat input divided by work input. That means output by input. So what is the heat given and what is the work we received? So that is nothing but W in. That is equal to H1 minus H4. Heat input where it happens during evaporator, that H1 minus H4, and work input 1 to 2 process compressor, so H2 minus H1. So H1 minus H4 divided by H2 minus H1. This is the formula for coefficient of performance for refrigerator. So this same thing, if you want to find out the COP for heat pump, that is COP of heat pump HP is equal to QH divided by WIN. So that means output here, how much amount of heat is rejected. So that is why it is called as heat pump. How much amount of heat is rejected, that is Q out by WN. What is Q out? 2 to 3 process. That is second one after compressor, condenser. So condenser is the place where the heat will be rejected. So that is why it is taken as H2 minus H3. So H2 minus H3 divided by H2 minus H1. So this is only the basic difference between COP of refrigerator and COP of heat pump, right? If it is COP of refrigerator, H1 minus H4 divided by H2 minus H1. In the case of COP of heat pump, H2 minus H3 divided by H2 minus H1. So this is the basic difference between refrigerator COP and heat pump COP. So this is how we will find out the COP of the refrigerator cycles. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.